January 16, 2018 Television changed the night of January 20, 2008. Breaking Bad, a bold and singular drama about a downtrodden, dying high school teacher so desperate for cash that he starts cooking crystal meth, would come to define a golden era of television. But nobody knew that on the night the show premiered. In fact, there was every reason to assume the show, debuting on a then-nascent network with no track record in original programming, wouldn't last past its first season. AMC Breaking Bad was not a ratings hit, not a household name, not a show that earned a spot in the zeitgeist for several years. Its slow-burn character writing, bleakly stunning visuals, and moral nuance made it niche. Its early days brought a series of hurdles that could have killed a lesser show. But it had a passionate fanbase, a growing mass of critical support, and a network that believed in this story of a good man gone bad, or, depending on your take, a bad man finally given the chance to unmask himself. Turning Mr. Chips into Scarface, as creator Vince Gilligan has famously dubbed Walter White's transformation from milquetoast to ruthless drug lord, is no small feat. Through Bryan Cranston's six-time Emmy-winning performance, viewers witnessed a modern-day Greek tragedy, a man who claims to be protecting his family but ends up destroying them, along with Jesse, Aaron Paul, his protege and greatest victim. It was a meticulous, mesmerizing character study that made it impossible to look away once you were in. As the acclaim and the awards piled up, the ratings gradually followed. By the season finale in 2013, viewership had spiked tenfold, with a record 10.3 million viewers tuning in for the final chapter. To mark the 10-year anniversary of the premiere, Esquire spoke with Breaking Bad's creators, actors, and broadcasters to reflect on this little show that could, its groundbreaking approach to anti-hero storytelling, and its ascent from hidden gem to cultural phenomenon. Advertisement. Continue writing below. 2006-2007, The Origins. Vince Gilligan, creator and executive producer. Breaking Bad didn't get a note from everybody in town, only because we were smart enough not to pitch to everybody in town. I figured this was not going to be everybody's cup of tea, so it really wasn't surprising that the show got turned down a lot. Bryan Cranston, Walter White. I knew Vince Gilligan was attempting to do something that has never been done on television before, to change a character completely from beginning to end. Television had always been about stasis, characters that you could rely on, that you know very well, and that are comforting in a major way, and he was attempting to upset the apple cart. Charlie Collier, president of AMC, Sundance TV, and AMC Studios. I remember the day Breaking Bad hit my desk, because it was like nothing else I'd seen. At the time, we, AMC, had committed to Mad Men as our first scripted original series, but had not yet aired it. Having greenlit that, we were getting every historical pitch, Flappers, Motown, and we wanted to steer clear. Having been American movie classics, we didn't now want to become an original classics network known for period shows. Vince Gilligan. My response was, AMC, the channel where they play Short Circuit 10 times a day. Vince Gilligan. Breaking Bad was dead by the time AMC came into the picture. I was emotionally moving on to other things, thinking, well, we fought the good fight, but this show was just too damn crazy. A show about a guy cooking crystal meth and he's the hero. What did I expect? When I got a call from my agent saying, hey, the folks at AMC want to meet with you about your project, I said, which project? That's how far gone I was. My response was, AMC, the channel where they play Short Circuit 10 times a day. Little did I know they were undergoing a renaissance at that point. Charlie Collier. I knew it was a distinctive and somewhat crazy bet. A teacher cooking crystal meth, on an ad-supported network. I credit my bosses for their vision, because these are not easy bets, and they're not small bets. But betting on Vince Gilligan was one of the most wonderful and rewarding decisions of my career. Vince Gilligan. I'd heard through the grapevine that AMC were doing a show about the advertising business in New York in the early 60s. I thought, and they also want this? The folks running AMC must be either really, really visionary, or really, really crazy. I didn't know which, and I didn't much care at that point. I was so happy to talk to someone who was into my project. Bryan Cranston. You think about the first page of that pilot script. Open skies, vast plains, a pair of trousers are falling down and hit the ground, and they're run over by an RV. Inside it, the driver is wearing nothing but underwear and a respirator, another man is passed out in the passenger seat, two bodies in the back are sliding around in a sea of chemicals and glass. That's page 1. It certainly captures your attention. AMC. Aaron Paul, Jesse Pinkman. It was easily the best hour of television that I'd ever read. I knew I had to fight for it, but I also thought, how the hell is AMC going to pick this up to series? I really thought it was going to be a stretch. Betsy Brandt, Marie Schrader, when you sign up to do a show about a high school teacher who ends up cooking meth, you're not gonna run out and buy a new house. It may not be on forever. It was a risk. But when I first read it, I said to my husband, this is the best pilot I've ever read. I don't really know what this is, or where it fits in, but I don't really care. This is my show, and I will do any role they ask me to do. Bryan Cranston. I asked my agents to move up the interview, which was originally scheduled for a week's time. I knew once actors started reading this,